It's the home of the Bulls here in Chicago as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the United Center. It's what you've been waiting for. 2K Sports and the NBA present our Wednesday afternoon affair. All right, presented by State Farm, let's take a look at the Miami starting five. They've got Dwayne Wade. Grant is out there with Caron Butler. Then there's Mourning, and it's Hardaway in at the point guard position. On for Chicago. Pippen is out there with Dennis Rodman, and it's Michael Jordan. Sloan, defended by Butler. Here's Sloan, connects on the open J.
When the Heat struggled early on last season, Erik Spoelstra was unfairly thrown on the hot seat. He kept his cool, though, very impressively, and the Heat turned their season around and the talk quieted down. That's a credit to Spoelstra.
I'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Tom Thibodeau. Doris?
Well, he said to me, guys, with no degree of uncertainty, that their defense was what was likely to allow them to come out on top. He said from studying the tapes in the days before the game that in terms of their defense versus the opposing team's offense, this is a very favorable matchup for them. Let's watch and see, guys.
Thanks, Doris. So Clark and Steve, defense, it looks like, coming first for them today.
And while you don't really want to put all of your cookies in one jar, I mean, I think emphasis on defense is a way to go.
Yeah, I'd agree, because if you come out and establish the defense right away, it kind of sets the tone, and you really kind of take control of that game emotionally.
Back to Spoelstra of Miami. Clark, with the way the Heat finished, you have to think things will change. I know, Steve, you were very impressed with the way he managed that team in the postseason.
Yeah, I thought Erik Spoelstra was great. Now, a lot of people are focusing on the final series when Rick Carlisle stole the show, but to be fair to Spoelstra, he inherited a very difficult situation with a lot of talent but huge expectations. And I think Miami had a solid year, a very good year. The question now is, can they get back to the finals and finish the job?
The 76ers are bringing it to their Eastern Conference rival in today's road game. Very excited to bring you this edition of our NBA broadcast here on 2K Sports. Clark, Doris, and Steve are with me. This is Kevin Harlan, and welcome to our broadcast of the NBA. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Barkley is out there with Irving. Then there's Chamberlain. Then it's Cheeks and Iverson. And for the Bucks, they've got Cummings. Allen out there with Jennings. Then it's Moncrief. And it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the center, filling out the middle. Here's Iverson. Lets it go with a three. Here's Chamberlain. Flushes it down.
Well, his rebounding is certainly something this team has come to rely on.
Yeah, the fans have come to rely on him for those dunks for sure.
Well, and nobody was disappointed on that play. Well, Milwaukee had such a tough season a year ago. They had a lot of high hopes, but injuries seemed to derail them, and they never could get going, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
At the line for the Bucks, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Going back just a bit, Milwaukee much more comfortable, it seems, Clark, playing Eastern Conference opponents. Of course, they see him much more often,
Yeah,
too.
that's a familiarity as part of it, but also I think the fact that the Bucks prefer the slowdown game. And in the Eastern Conference, more teams play that way than don't. So the Bucks had a comfort level there and still had a tough time getting wind.
Here's Iverson. Dishes to Irving. Over Allen. Irving, good.
Julius Erving.
Kevin, his scoring ability is valuable, really valuable. I mean, he's a guy you can rely on to knock down shots.
And Doris Burke spoke with Doug Collins. Doris?
Well, Kevin, he wasn't nearly as concerned about putting a bunch of points on the board as he was about limiting the scoring on the other end. He said defensively, they should be able to dominate this game. Let's watch and see, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Well, guys, give us your thoughts on that.
Well, you know what? I think the game plan for a lot of teams, really good teams, starts with good deep. So it's pretty much what I expected to hear.
And for this club, that's the way it should be. I mean, they need to send a message defensively right away. When you take it to your opponents on the defensive end of the floor, it sets the tone early.
Doug Collins was just what the 76ers needed, it seemed, as he was able to turn them around from a lottery team and get them back into the playoffs.
Cheeks kicks to Iverson. Poked away. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Dandridge, he's checked in for the Bucks. The 76ers also with the sub. Kerr's checked in for Chamberlain. A minute 20 left here in the first quarter. Iverson, defended by Allen. He feeds it to Kerr. 3 seconds left, and he drops that one in. Kerr's got his first 2 points. Back to Doug Collins. He brings a more deliberate approach to his teams, and I think, Steve, teams like that change of pace a little bit. Doug's a great teacher.
He sure is, and I thought the 76ers really benefited from Doug's presence last year. He gave them some structure, he gave them an identity, and by the end of the season, they were really a good team.
Iverson passes to Cheeks. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Irving. Shooting over Cummings. And the 76ers tack on 2 more. Here's Allen. 36 seconds left to play in the first. The 3. And the shot is good. Allen's got 6. 24 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Iverson against Allen. There's the pass to Cheeks. Goes up on the wing. Milwaukee with the rebound. It's 2-on-1. 1 second left, and it's Abdul-Jabbar getting it to go. He has 7.
And I think defensively, you've got to commit a second defender because he's just destroying you right now.
Yeah, one-on-one, he's been a handful.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Bucks lead by 3.
solid first quarter for this club. They came out.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. Bucks leading by 3.
Well, once Allen Iverson left Philadelphia several seasons ago, it seemed like the 76ers lost their identity. But this past season, they started to carve out a niche for themselves. They're a young, athletic team that defends, and they play hard together.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Chamberlain, and it's Irving in at the small forward position. And that one misses. And when you move out of an era like that, you talked about that, Steve, it does take time to find an identity. Clark, you've been through that as well, and you can certainly appreciate what the 76ers are going through.
Yeah, they certainly are building a nice identity, and they're basing it on toughness under head coach Doug Collins, Kevin, and that's impressive. They're definitely a team to keep an eye on. They're on an upswing, no doubt. Had a miss on that trip, but still made this a 2-possession lead.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, Andrew Bogut is from Australia, a country known for passionate sports fans, and he wanted some of that energy in the Bradley Center. So he bought 100 season tickets, gave them to the loudest, craziest fans he could find. He named them Squad 6 after his jersey number. Bogut said, "It's only 100 people, but the noise they make sounds like 1,000. It gives us some energy to feed off." Guys, back to you.
It's tipped, and it's only their first turnover here. They've done a really good job of protecting the ball so far.
Now, it just shows you how smart they're playing. This is a team that has played very well together, and when they do, they're awfully tough to beat. Ray Allen is one of the great shooters in league history. A lot of people say he was born to shoot. He definitely has a natural touch. But it's his work ethic that sets him apart. He puts in a lot of time with that jump shot.
Chamberlain backing down. Bogut gets the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Walker. And the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar.
And Ray Allen, a lot of people didn't know this. Ray Allen played center in high school, and he had a really flat jump shot, no arc at all. So like he said, that picture-perfect long-range shot we now see, really, that's the product of his great work ethic. Even though Philly got bounced early by the Heat last year, you have to think it was a very valuable learning experience for that team, especially as young as they are.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Abdul-Jabbar. Back to what you said, Clark, about the 76ers. With their youth, any playoff exposure is a big boost.
Yes.
And Steve, Doug Collins talked about that. He said, hey, we're going to get great experience here for this young team.
Yeah, and a lot of their young players got to see a lot of action during that series. And, of course, playing against a great team like Miami, going against the best, there's no better experience for a young club.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
The story with Milwaukee last year was a team that just struggled to score the ball, Kevin. Nobody was able to consistently put it in the basket for them.
And it's stolen by Moncrief. The dish to Abdul-Jabbar. Stolen by Walker. And they're moving it up. Here's Greer. And easy 2 points on the layup.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
And Clark, on that note, only 6 Bucks in double-digit scoring averages last year. With Jennings, the fleet-footed Jennings, topping the list at 16.
It was just the fact that the top scorer was only at 16 a game.
Yeah, and Jennings is shooting about 40%, so that's part of the problem. He takes a lot of shots. He doesn't always make them. So usually you need your top scorers to be high percentage shooters. It allows you to get back defensively, and it allows you to really be able to count on somebody night after night. Well, injuries were such a major factor for this team a year ago. And coming off a season when they had made the playoffs and had high hopes, it was a very disappointing campaign for the Bucks.
Free throw drops for Abdul-Jabbar. Steve was talking about the injuries and some of the guys they miss. You know, Bogut, Maggette, and Salmon's all missing time.
Yeah, and then by Mute, too. I mean, he's been a solid player, but he had some downtime with injuries. I mean, that's a lot of scoring and defense from guys we named, and the Bucks really missed them. You've got to be healthy, and you've got to have your key players healthy to try to be the best you can be, and that just wasn't the case for Milwaukee.
And what a job Doug Collins did with Philadelphia last year, taking the Sixers team to the playoffs. And they did a nice job of playing their Eastern Conference foes well. Tried to thread the needle there. It wasn't there.
It's hauled in by Cheeks. The 76ers trail by 13. And Allen picks him up defensively. Cheeks' shot is good. And it's Milwaukee's ball. Allen outside. Jacks up a three. Count the bucket. Allen's got 15.
Guy's been an artist with that three-point shot.
He sure has been, Steve. I mean, the majority of his points have come from out there.
It's stolen by Allen. He got it up, and he knocks it down.
What a humongous shot to cap their run going into the break. They finished off that half on a roll.
A dump.
Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Here's Jennings. 17-point game.
Well, the sweet shooting Ray Allen last year set the record for most three-pointers made in a career. Really just a testament to how dedicated he's been to the craft of shooting the ball.
Abdul-Jabbar is out there with Cummings. Then there's Jennings. Then it's Allen. And it's Moncrief in at the three. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Kevin, Ray Allen's work ethic is the stuff of legend. He noticed when practicing coming off screens that he was better turning right because his dominant right eye locked on the rim faster. So he made a quick adjustment by turning his head faster when moving left. He said shooting becomes much easier because I know where I needed to be quicker. Guys, like a true technician, he's always looking for a way to refine that stroke.
He's something else, Doris. Thanks.
And you can see the way he breaks it down, almost scientifically. His great shooting is no accident.
And Clark, for Ray Allen, not only has he made a lot of threes, he has been tremendously accurate. Steve, he's one of only 40 players in league history to shoot over 40% from distance for his career.
And it's not just the percentage, Kevin. It's the number of clutch shots he hits. It's the range. It's his ability to get a shot even on his own. He's not just a spot-up guy. He can score in so many different ways. One of the great shooting guards of all time, really.
Here's the three. Rebound, Julius Erving.
This is not the start to the second half they wanted. Coming out shooting just 1 of 4.
Allen is tagged with the reach. That is his first foul of the game. And the Bucks with some changes. Dandridge, he's checked in for Moncrief. And Pressey subbed in for Ray Allen. Timeout called the 76ers.
Guys, I thought Milwaukee did a pretty decent job at home, despite not being a high-octane offensive team. 22 and 19 at home, respectable.
Here's Chamberlain, and Abdul-Jabbar picks him up defensively. Iverson outside. And it's blocked. Bucks leading by 14. Cummings dishes to Abdul-Jabbar, and he converts the layup. Abdul-Jabbar's got 15 points.
They don't need much of anything else the way he's scoring the ball out there.
Well, back to the Bucks at home. They won games here, but just didn't score a whole lot in the process.
Yeah, they were last in home scoring in the NBA as well as field goal percentage. But this is a team that really has a defensive identity, and they were able to scrap and claw and just kind of figure out a way to win games at home.
Shades and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one on Cummings.
And you know, as much as Philly improved at home last season, they were still a work in progress on the road. Very much so. Not a great team when they left Philadelphia.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Clark, you're right on that. The record of Philly on the road, 15-26. And, Steve, that's probably the next hurdle they got to cross, winning away from Philadelphia.
Well, remember, Kevin, Philadelphia started out on the road very slowly as they tried to adapt to Doug Collins and the new style. By the end of the season, they were a formidable opponent on the road.
The feed to Irving. Some good ball movement here. Iverson outside. Six on the shot clock. It's stolen by Cummings.
That's such a tough catch when the ball is coming from that far away. And nice swipe there. You could see his eyes get wide open when he saw the opportunity to take the ball.
Just 4 seconds left to play in the third, and he puts it down with authority. Spike slam Cam for another angle.
There isn't anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as he could possibly get.
Serious degree of difficulty on that one.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Ray Allen. It's time for the fourth quarter and time to check in with the fourth member of our team, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark Report. Hi, Doris.
Hey, Kevin, the spark in this game, the big push by the Bucks. They came out of the gates with an airtight defense, and that is what pushed them out in front. If they can end the game how they started, they'll come away with the win, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Clark, it was a scoring run that proved extremely important.
Yeah, Kevin, you know what? I think that's exactly when they grabbed this one by the throat, really seized control of it.
And you could see their energy just building as the game went on. And by the end of that run, they really took control of everything.
Here's Tony taking a look at the 76ers. They've got Cheeks. Irving is out there with Barkley. Then it's Kerr, and it's Tony in at the 2 spot. Here's Kerr. The shot no good. And the Bucks going the other way right now. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Outside, Robinson launches a 3. Hits the bucket. Robinson's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Bucks. Pressey against Tony. Pressey is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul.
First personal foul, team's first.
Here's Cheeks. Kerr with it. Robinson pulls it in.
He came away empty there, and that's a shot that should probably go down.
Gets it to go.
Yeah, you can tell they're getting frustrated defensively out here. All these three-pointers falling.
Yeah, Steve, they're ready to throw their hands up. You can see it. The frustration is very visible. I mean, when you spread the floor and shoot the 3 the way they've done here in the second half, it's really hard to defend.
Another miss by Philadelphia.
Now, they've got to be careful. They can't give him that much room because at that range, he'll make you pay. This is a done deal here. They've pretty much finished this team off.
Yeah, we can put this one in the books. Too much to overcome now.
And the 76ers call time here. They're trailing by 24. 1:46 left in the fourth. A different look for Milwaukee. Moncrief, he's checked in for Robinson. Allen comes in for Pressey. And it's Jennings in for Johnson. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Iverson against Allen. Here's Cheeks. They need this. It's hauled in by Michael Redd.
Boy, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Launches it. No luck. And the 76ers go the other way. Here's Cheeks. Makes the lead pass. That's blocked. Allen outside. Fires the 3.
Good solid defense on the perimeter there, challenging the shot and not fouling.
Even the best shooters can be bothered by his defense.
Walker the pass to Cheeks. Barkley. Moncrief defending. And there's the rejection. Allen outside. The second chance effort. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
And this is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. The 76ers also with a sub. Irving's checked in. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Shot to stop the drought. The 76ers again can't hit it. They're making this a runaway.
Now, the only question now is how big will this lead eventually become? I mean, this is a blowout. Looks like it's over. Double-digit margin, clock running down. Just take care of the ball now.
Yep, it's a simple equation. This one's over. Use the clock and take care of the orange.
Robinson with it. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Oh, no good. Heaves it up. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game.